a musician, and then when they become a writer, they become very serious and they dress the way a writer should be. And I figured, the more serious the books get, the more rock I'm going to be. It's a good idea, isn't it, I think? Yeah. Well, I figured that the most important thing was being a heathen, because of course it's very important to recognize that the original term heathen was just a term given to people who lived on the heath by urbanites. People who lived in the city looked at people on the heath and just went heathens. And when you think about it, of course, the term eventually just thought, well, you know, if he's a heathen, he's going to be an asshole because he could be in the city all cozy. That's the original term of moron as well. Moron originally just meant of the moor. But of course it migrated, and eventually to be a moron, you've got to be a fool to be up on the moor when you could be cozy in the city. So it's really, as a rock and roller collecting cliches, I decided that the most important thing was, if anybody's done it before, I'm going to have that. This is the reason I'm wearing this hat, actually. I saw Jimmy Page when I was 14, he was wearing one of these. He's actually wearing the full jumpers as well, but I've been there already, so I couldn't go back. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do you by telling you about my rock opera. When I was telling you about my rock opera, it's actually this blasphemous piece. It's called A Dick in the Afterlife. Yeah. You're actually going to have to listen to it to hear about what it's about, but it's got a great name. But now I'm going to do a piece, a bass solo. How Gene Simmons is that? For those of you who want to go to the bar now, you have that facility. For those of you who accept my metaphor, a bass solo.
How low can you go?
Madam, you don't want to see my eyes, they are like piss holes in the snow. It's very important as you get older to recognize to play to your strengths, you know? Which is why I wear opaque glasses. Whenever I arrive, the way that I arrive is the way that I leave. I think also, I've made this point throughout this tour, that the way rock and roll will be judged in 20 years is via YouTube. And when I ever get too drunk or too stoned late at night and I start dialing up YouTube, the amount of times it drives me crazy because I dial in a band that I love and it's their 2003 reunion. They've got a heavy metal guitarist and they all look like shit. It's really important to sustain in the way that you intend. Now this has got quite a long name, so I'm going to explain it to you, right? The reason I'm wearing this hat is because a couple of years ago when I was doing research, I was walking through Betws-y-Coed in northern Wales. And I walked in, it was early in the morning, I fancied a bite to eat, so I thought I went into a breakfast place with two biddies serving. And as I was walking, as I approached them, they were speaking English. By the time I got up to the counter, they were speaking Welsh. Yeah, so I said, don't worry ladies, you have no problem with me. I am actually born in Wales myself. Or, where are you from, they said. I said, I'm from the Rhondda Valley. And they said, no, not Welsh. No, that's Sais. And it turned out, after a bit of a long conversation, that Sais means South Walians are the same as the English. We're Saxon. And I thought, Anglo-Saxon? I don't want to be Anglo-Saxon. That's bloody German. And then I suddenly thought, okay, if I'm going to be German, I'm going to be the full German. And I remember Jimmy Page when I was 14, standing there with his jumpers and his German hat, and I thought, that's cool. So this is why I'm looking like a complete rock cliche. But the great part about it is that I've been thinking in terms of the idea of us as future Europeans. It's very difficult as islanders to be future Europeans, but I thought, if we're future Europeans, I'm going to write a big epic song which describes that. And I thought, the Spanish part of us is the dancing part of us. The French part of us, they're not much at fighting, but they're romantics. So the French are great lovers. And then I thought, but the part of you that has to defend yourself, that's all based around your tackle. So this song is about that, and it's called How German Is Your Helmet? It's a recurring motif throughout my rock opera. I'm now going to play you the bass solo from it. Please accept my Gene Simmons metaphor.
Hi, John.